2.5K today, 6K yesterday, and 88K last month with a content agency. And we've not only been able to do this for our own agency, but also I helped countless other agency owners scale past that 6 figures a year mark. For example, Henry, who got to 15K a month in 120 days, Clay, who went from 1 to 2K a month to 12K in 6 months, Dom and Marco, who went up to 35K a month in less than a year, Hector, who went from 0 to 13K in just 4 months, Danush, who went from 0 to 10K plus in 90 days, and so many other more examples of people who've managed to scale their agencies past that magical 10K a month mark. And here are just a bunch of other screenshots as well of real life results from clients that we have worked with and we have helped to scale. So feel free to just stop the video at any moment here and read these real life stories of people closing clients and scaling their agencies past 10K a month. So how was all of this done? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you the 4 or 5-step process pretty much that we implement every single time to make sure that somebody can take their content agency from wherever they are at right now to 10K a month and well beyond that as well. So let's jump right into it. So we are going to be going through all the steps together right here. And if you implement everything that's in this video, you are going to be able to also scale past 10K a month. Now, it's going to take me around 15 minutes probably to explain this. So if you can't even sit down for 15 minutes and focus and just really implement everything I teach you here, I'm sorry to break it to you, it's going to be very hard for you to make this happen. So just sit down, focus on this video, close every other tab, take some notes, and let's get started. So step 0 is fixing your character. I don't want to spend a bunch of time here talking about mindset, but the reason you are not at 10K a month yet is because you are not yet the person who's capable of hitting it, okay? You have a bunch of character flaws and things that are holding you back from doing it. I know this because it was me for a long time, okay? So what you need to have happened before you could actually scale past 10K a month is you need to have your limiting beliefs removed, okay? So if you hold any limiting beliefs around money or value creation in business or any of that stuff, you really need to work on that. You also need to increase your deep work capacity to 8 hours a day. If you can't even work for 8 hours a day, it's going to be very tough for you to be able to scale an agency, because in the beginning, you do need to kind of like do that for a little bit to hit it, okay? If you are not capable of persisting through nothing happening for a bit and you are not able to still stay consistent regardless of not seeing results for a couple of weeks, then it's going to be hard for you to do it. So you need to learn how to do that as well. You need to have the correct worldview around money and just in general business, and you need to have some aggression and hunger in you. Most of the people I talk to who are struggling to hit 10K a month, they are not actually like aggressive about hitting their goals. They're not actually that hungry, right? So if you don't have that deep hunger in you to want to hit this mark and to achieve your goals and be successful, then you're never going to do it, because the moment it gets hard, you will quit, you will fall off the horse, and you will get inconsistent, okay? So you need to have a level of aggression and hunger to hitting this goal in order to actually get it. Okay, now that's step 0. I just wanted to quickly glance over this, but let's get into the first real actionable step. So the first step to hitting 10K a month with a content agency is finding service market fit, or SMF. Now, again, you might be wondering what the fuck is SMF? It basically stands for service market fit. So what you want to do is you want to be selling to a specific segment of the whole market who actually wants to buy your service and can also achieve their dream outcome with it, okay? I see a lot of guys who are trying to sell content services to niches that, number 1, don't want content, and number 2, cannot get results with content that they want. So if you're trying to do that, it's never going to work, okay? So you need to find service market fit. If you manage to choose a niche and you get your first 3 to 5 sales in that niche, and you also get them an ROI on the service that they are paying you for, you most likely already have service market fit, and you can scale the business to multi-6 or 7 figures as well. Pretty much anybody that's in the content agency space will have service market fit, as long as you don't choose some kind of retarded niche like trying to go for pet shops or something where they really, cannot get clients through, let's say, YouTube videos. And the key thing here here is you want to have low operational complexity. So with every new thing that you implement into your business, you will raise your operational complexity and it will be harder and harder for you to scale. So if you are selling to multiple niches, you have multiple landing pages, multiple offers, and so on, you will be coming up with basically a very complex business to run. So just have one of everything to start with, one niche, one service, one landing page, one acquisition channel. So your operational drag principle, so to say, will stay only one, because it doesn't matter how many times you multiply one, it's going to stay one. But the moment you start introducing a bunch of variables to this multiplier is going to become super huge and you will have a super difficult business to scale. And get your first 3 to 5 clients, get them an actual ROI on the monthly retainer that they are paying you. Ideally, try to get to a point where they are at least making 5 to 10x what they are paying you on the back end, and then you have the recipe for a pretty good business. Okay, now step 2 is to operationalize delivery. Now, what this means is you want to have one core offer that you are selling at a fixed price, and you are running the business on fixed margins, right? So when you are starting out, most of the time you will be selling one guy at this price point and another guy at that price point, and you don't really have much thought behind your price points. You're just kind of like coming up with a number that you think they can afford. And the problem with this is that you will be like all over the place in terms of your margin. You won't know exactly how much profit you are making on every single unit that you sell. And again, it just adds to the complexity. So what you want to get to over time is pretty much like an assembly line delivery, right? Where basically you can have a new client come into your business, they get onboarded, right, automatically. The fulfillment is delegated to a team and they know exactly what they need to do to be able to get the client results. And even the reporting is kind of like delegated, right? So you don't need to do pretty much anything after the time you sign them. Now, obviously, this is something you work to over time and it's not going to happen in the first stages of your business, but this is what you want to be aiming for, because otherwise you will be stuck working in your agency and not on it, okay? It's very key that you have ideally one key offer again that you sell, which has a fixed price point. You're selling it at that price point to every client that you bring on board, doesn't matter how much money they have, and you're paying your freelancers or whoever is fulfilling the service for you a set amount, right, on that offer. So you know that you have a fixed margin on it regardless of what happens. And this will allow for scale because you will have predictability in your business. You will know exactly how much money you can spend to acquire a new client and still be profitable at the end of the day. Until you really learn how to kind of like operationalize your delivery, it's going to be really tough because you will sign a new client, then you will be stuck with delivery and you will have to do it yourself, and you will have to stop doing the outreach, which is what got you the initial client, right? So you will always be taking one step forward, 2 steps back. And if you can just do this instead, then you can sign a new client, keep working on signing new clients and keep working on the sales, because you know that that client you just signed is taken care of, right? They are going through the assembly line and they are going to be getting results. You want to build a team to be able to do this. Here's a super simple structure for a content agency that you could follow. You could be the CEO, right, which is you at the top, and then you can hire a quality controller or a manager. This person can be one and the same. And the point of that hire is that they are going to be the one who will be pretty much making all the videos go live on all the client's social media pages, right? And they are going to be the ones reviewing all the work being done by the editors, the designers, let's say for the thumbnails, and even the copywriters, and they are going to be giving them feedback. So they are essentially taking care of all the client communication and fulfillment, and you can just focus on making content, doing sales activities, right, and closing more deals. Now, this is not something where you will get to in the beginning, and I would say even up to 10K a month. You don't need this structure. You really just need to have some amazing editors, some amazing designers, and maybe a quality checker. You don't even really need a manager up until then. So yeah, that is step 2. And step 3 is going to be building out a reliable outbound system. The fastest way to booking consistent calls in the beginning is to crack outbound appointment setting, okay? Now, if you want some help with this, you can find a link in the description below where you can book in a call with us, and we'll basically teach you our entire system that we use to be able to have a calendar that's looking like this. and be able to really scale an agency to 7 figures. So first, you want to just figure out what's effective for your niche, right? There's so many different outreach methods that you could be doing. You can be doing LinkedIn, Twitter, or X. You could be doing emails. You could be doing Instagram, right? There's unlimited amount of methods that you could be using. So just figure out which one is already working well for other people in your niche, and then become fucking good at it, okay? That's pretty much it. You don't want to start by doing everything at once, probably. Ideally, just learn one, become really good at it, and then you can add other things on top. At this stage, we are using multiple methods, but we just started with one, which was cold emails, because that's pretty much like, for most niches, something that's going to work, okay? But again, you want to figure out where your target avatar is easiest to reach, and then really just master that platform yourself as well. Because if you think about it, for example, a lawyer is probably not going to be spending his time at the same places that a fitness online trainer is going to be spending his time, right? So again, you want to be clear about your target avatar, because let's say an online fitness trainer is probably going to be reading his Instagram, messages the most, but a lawyer is definitely going to be reading his emails way more likely, right? So figure out where they spend time and then become good at that method. Step 4 is to build a brand. Okay, what's the difference between these two shirts, right? One of them could be selling for $15 and the other one could be selling for $750. It's branding, right? All the biggest companies in the world are using branding in order to increase their prices, increase their profit margins, and just make way more money, right? So you want to be using branding as well in your own business. If you're not doing that, I don't know why you wouldn't, honestly. Like, it's such a no-brainer business strategy to use. Again, is it better quality? Like, is the Gucci shirt that much better? No, it's not, right? Like, it might be slightly better quality, of course. It's probably made from a way better material and it's hand stitched and this and that thing, but it's surely not 50 times better, right? And it can cost 50 times more to buy a Gucci shirt than a regular one. So the difference is branding, and it's the same thing in the content agency space, right? You can buy a video edit for long form for $50 from Fiverr, or you could be buying content from an agency, like for example, my business partner Greg's agency, where it's going to be probably closer to like $500 a video. So that is more of a luxury option, yet people still go for it because there is certain benefits to the luxury option that a certain segment of the market will always want. If you are trying to play the game of who can be the cheapest and get clients that way, it's a race to the bottom. You're just going to be charging less and less. There's always someone who's willing to do the same work for less money. So you don't want to be fighting for those clients most likely. Instead, you want to aim to become the luxury option, right? The reason why people still choose the luxury option is not just because of status like it is with fashion items, but in the business world, people don't want to struggle with bad freelancers. They want actual expert help. They want to work with people who know what they are doing. And also, the luxury option, in this case, the branded agency, will have a higher likelihood of success. They have already a ton of case studies in that niche, so the client perceives that the chances of them getting success working with that agency is going to be way higher as well, so they are willing to pay way more money for a similar service, right? Ideally, of course, you should be way better than the competition, and that's the case with us, but that's just something to keep in mind. And also, they want to work with a team of professionals, not just some random kids, from their bedrooms. Even though that might be you right now, there's nothing wrong with that, but just keep this in mind and really understand the principles behind this. And they want to have an effortless experience. They don't want to have to, again, struggle with outsourcing their work. They would rather just pay a bit more and get the job done correctly for the first time. So that's what, for example, my business partner Greg's agency is going for, right? And I know I'm making a lot of arrows in here, but I really want you to understand this, because if you do, it's going to make you more money. I can tell you that. You want to create omnipresence for your agency and really build a personal brand, because at the end of the day, people don't buy from your agency, whatever your agency's name is called. They are buying into you, they are going to trust you and purchase from you. So what you should do, in my opinion, and this is what worked well for me and a lot of our clients as well that we work with, is you simultaneously build your personal brand and you just associate your agency with your personal brand. So people are still buying into you, but your agency is just the vehicle of you monetizing your brand, if that makes sense. So you want to achieve omnipresence, meaning you are kind of seen everywhere, and they are just, they just cannot get rid of you and seeing you. And you want to be showing case studies of results you've got for clients. You want to be making niche specific educational content, like even this one could be counted as niche specific educational content. You want to be doing client interviews and showing results that your service have helped other people and other clients achieve. Okay. And if you just do these 4 steps, and I guess the step 0 as well is important too, but these 4 steps, then you will be able to get to 10K a month. And I know this because we've seen countless of people do it, right, in our program. And the only question is when you will hit it, right? It's not about if, it's about when you will hit it. And so just to summarize everything, first you need to make sure you have service market fit. So if you are selling content, it's a great service to sell in today's day and age, but you got to make sure that you are selling it to the right audience as well, who wants it, can get results with it, and is willing to pay enough money for it. You need to then operationalize your service delivery so you're not stuck working in the business, but you can actually work on it. You want to hire the right people, put them into the right seats, and also create automations and systems in your business. Then you want to build a reliable way of booking calls for your business. Before you would even go about branding your agency, you should first just crack one way of outbound setting so you can book in, 3, 5, 9 calls every single week and have your calendar filled with future sales opportunities. Until you've cracked even just one way of doing it, you shouldn't go, in my opinion, all out on content. Sure, you can make some content and it will help with your sales process a lot, but this is the fastest way to do it by far. And then once you have all these 3 things going for you, then you want to really double down on branding and kind of create your personal brand, because it's going to allow you to charge way more for the same services, and it's going to allow you to stand out from the competition. So if you want help with all of these things, and if you want to help to get results like all of these clients that we've worked with and that I've mentioned to you in the beginning of this video, we have a program called Grow Creatives. You can see the logo of it behind me there. And if you want to apply for it and you want to work with us or have the chance to work with us one-to-one, you can do it in the first link in the description below. Okay, you just have to click on that link, schedule in a meeting. For now, it's me personally who's taking the calls. Only book it if you're actually serious, if you are willing to invest some money, and if you really want to make this work, right? I don't want to talk to people who are just kind of wondering about, what this is about and whether they should do it or not. Like, no, only book in a call if you've decided that you're serious about making this work and if you are willing to commit. And yeah, if that's you, and if you feel like everything I talked about in this video resonates with you and it makes sense to you, then go ahead, click that link. And otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some value from it, and I will see you in the next one.